Today we're going to be going over how you change your zombie AI in a top-down shooter from this into this. If you want to prevent the enemies from clumping with each other, then this is the video for you. The first thing we're going to want to do is create a family with the enemy. And you want just the enemy by itself in this family. And you're going to add a family behavior. We're going to do solid. Now, before you start doing this, you're going to want to make sure that your collision box for the enemy is pretty good. So you can do guess polygon shape and then kind of manipulate it after that. I'm going to fast forward past this. Okay, this is about good. Now if we come over here to the code, we're going to make it to where when the enemy is created, it's going to set its tags to zombie. And then you're actually going to want to make the player also set its own solid tags, even though the player does not have a solid behavior. So what you're going to need to do for that is go into the player after, on created, go to player, type in collision or COLL, and it'll pop up, and then do set collision or set solid collision filter. Click on this. You're going to do exclusive zombie. So this will exclude the zombie from its collisions. So the player won't be knocked around when the zombie comes over. So now that we've got that, let's create an instance of the enemy. Go ahead and drop it into the scene. Then we're going to set its tag to zombie. And then we're going to come over here back to the collision tag event where you're creating the collision filtering. And you're going to want to set a collision filter to inclusive zombie. Now, if you want your zombie to still have collisions with the solid objects in your scene or in your layout, it's an easy way to do that. You just go to enemy, and then if it's overlapping with one of the objects that you want it to have solid collisions with, if I can find the object, okay, walls. If it's overlapping with, I didn't mean collision, I meant overlapping. If it's overlapping with the wall, then you just simply push out solid. And I do nearest because you can have the object, it'll like skip around and teleport if you do opposite angles sometimes. Nearest is the best option in my experience. So we'll add an OR here, and we're also going to make it to where it has solid collisions with the car that I have in the scene. So basically, any objects that you have in the layout that you want the enemy to have solid collisions with, you're going to want to do an event with it overlapping that object. Make sure that it pushes out of solid. And you're actually going to do the same thing with the zombie, but here's how, with the other enemies. So here's how you're going to do that. For each enemy, or you don't add for each, you do enemy is overlapping with enemies. Alright, now let's add some more of these guys. See, as this can skip around a little bit, I'm imagining that's kind of an issue with collisions. It's certainly better than it was before with them all clumping up with each other. I'm not sure exactly how to fix them doing this. You might want to play around with the pushing out a solid a little bit. I'll show right now that this kind of works pretty well, as in my game right here. I'm going to come out. I'm going to start shooting some so the zombies know to come get me. So here, now I can run through them. I make it to where if the player is overlapping with the zombie that they slow down a little bit. But they're clumping up, there's not a whole lot of issues with them clipping through each other. It does happen occasionally, but right now I just don't know how to fix it. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope it helped you with whatever you needed it to do. If you have any questions about implementation or some bug fixing, you can go ahead and ask me in the comments, or if you have a suggestion for another tutorial, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you don't miss any new tutorials for Construct 3, Construct 2, and have a great day. Thank you.